Okay, so I am absolutely loving this bike. It is absolutely amazing. As you know, I've had loads and loads of Pinion gearboxes, loads of roll-offs, and I just think they're the most perfect way to travel with a bike. Obviously people have different opinions, but what annoys me is some of the things that get said about them, such as the not being able to twist under load, the twist shifter itself. So I'm just going to talk you through a few of these and hopefully just show you that you need to ride one really to see what it's really like, and don't trust what you see and read. I'm not saying I'm correct, I'm just saying ride one for yourself. So I'm on this ride here, and by the way, this Solace Pinion bike is absolutely amazing. Solace cycles. I did a ride last weekend with my friends, get you in the picture, and I was flying down the hills, absolutely flying. I had so much confidence, and that's to do with the geometry of the bike and also the handlebars I've got on there. There's some bendy, saily type things, and I'm not joking. Blasting down there, and what amazed me more was because it was a mixed terrain ride, I was actually doing it on 38mm tyres, and it didn't stop my confidence any, and I'm sure that if I'd have had put some fatter tyres on, I'd have been flying even more. But yeah, brilliant bike, and I'm just going to go through a couple of the twisting scenarios. So I've done this before in another video, and basically what I would say is, first off, if your only experience of a twist shifter is with a derailleur, then I understand why you might hate twist shifters. But on a gearbox, they are the perfect way to shift. The fact you can go from first to whatever gear you want, 18 to first, if you can twist that far, it's unbelievable. When you get to a rock garden or a bog and you stall, and your friends are having to get off their bikes and try and lift a heavy bike and get it into a gear before they can set off again, and you can actually keep your balance, don't have to put a peg down, twist and ride out of it. It's unbelievable when you're in practice doing it, and you don't think you do that. But trust me, on a ride, because you know you've got it, you're more likely to fly into stuff, realise you're stuck, twist and get out of it. It really is good. And the twisting under load thing is just something you get used to, and I don't think it's any different really. It can be if you're putting down lots of torque, but you shouldn't be doing that anyway. But imagine you're on a fully loaded bike now and you've stopped to have a sandwich. I can just put it into first and I'm ready to go. So I'm in first. It's a very steep hill, but I do want to get into a harder gear. So I'm going to move into a harder gear and then stand up. I'm in a harder gear. Harder gear again, going up 2 gears. Easy gear. Easy. So where am I stopping pedaling there? It's just slightly taking it off. I can show you that again. Pedaling downhill, changing gears. I've gone through about 6 different gears there in both directions as I was rolling down. Getting into first. So I'm in first. Gone into third. Now I'm into fourth and fifth. Going to go other way. Now I'm in first again. So I know I'm showing it there on a very straightforward path. It becomes even better when you're on a technical thing, and hopefully on my ride later on it'll get more technical and I'll try and show you again. Okay, an absolutely beautiful day in Calderdale, Yorkshire today. So that's Studley Pike. So yeah, this is Calderdale. And it's going to open up here. Look at that. Trying to brake and put my foot down one handed. Bit difficult. There we go. Look at that. It is gorgeous. Nearly there. How beautiful is this? Hopefully you can hear the birds singing away. It's just beautiful moorland all around. And this bike, let's see what I can do for you. Now remember, this is going to be noisy because I've got some extra long mud guards on here. I've also got 38mm tyres pumped up quite hard for the road sections, but doesn't help on these sections. Look at me twisting gears. Oh, as I'm pedalling, I'm twisting gears as I'm pedalling. What am I doing? I can twist gears when I'm not pedalling. Isn't that a treat? So maybe I could detour. So I'm stationary. I'm in a very hard gear. I'm going to just move into third. That should do. So I'm in third. I can stop pedalling first to get over some grass. I need to go way over there now. So I'm going to go around here. I didn't bring my GoPro today for, what's it called? Point of view? POV or whatever? I don't know. So my ride is going to take us way over there. Let's zoom in a bit. Hasn't helped, but there's some rocks way over there on that horizon. We're going to go over there and round there. And in fact, you can see that high point just there. I'm going to go over that as well. But this is part of the Pennine Bridleway. Look, I'm changing gear all the time. Never a problem. Riding one-handed is not good on this type of stuff, but hey ho. Oh. This doesn't bother, no pinion or belt drive. It's still going to run as smooth as anything. Okay, so let's just talk a quick little bit about the bike then. So Pinion P18 gearbox, Solace cycles, OM 2P, the P for Pinion I believe. I've got on here some Salsa Firestarter forks off the Salsa Fargo that I had, currently still have at the moment. I'll tell you a bit about that in a second. So I've got the Brooks saddle, which again, all this stuff's off my other bike. I love that saddle, it's like a hammock. People might say there's the hype about them, but in my experience, it's comfy as chuff and it's only getting comfier. Surly, I can't remember the model of bars, but these are just so confidence inspiring and so comfortable. It's got some rocker dropouts to take up the belt tension, and it's ace because it's got so many mounts. You've got all these mounts underneath there, you've got a mount here, you've got a 3-pack mounts there, just like you have on the rear here on both sides. So the many fin cage options on this bike are unbelievable. Can take up to 3-inch tyres in 27.5, and I believe it's maybe 2.8, 2.6. I think you'd need to look on their website for 29ers. Obviously the front with a fire starter can take 3-inch up to 29. But I have, and this is so nice, I've got a titanium fork coming that replicates this with all the same bosses and lugs, and that's coming from TI Cycles Fabrication in Portland, and that's coming. And the bike weight on this, it's the same as my titanium Fargo. So, you know, people that say about the weight of a gearbox, you need to bear in mind there's a lot of things that the gearbox replaces, especially if you're going to pair it with a belt. So this gearbox is replacing a chain, it's replacing the mech, it's replacing a cassette, and the cassettes on these 12 big 12-speed cassettes, they're not light. So I don't think that the argument for the weight of a gearbox is there anymore, and especially the cost of a gearbox now, when you take into account a modern, you've got to compare that to a modern drive train. So, you know, you're comparing it to the latest SRAM Shimano 12 speeds, and the cost, there's no difference. The gearbox will be cheaper. And again, yes, it is a proprietary system. SRAM have just brought out that rear mech that gets rid of the hanger, that needs a proprietary frame. So again, that argument goes. Now, I love the friction shifting when I'm doing derailleurs, because you can mix and match. You're not tied into a brand, you can just do whatever you want, you know, follow pathless pedals for that as well. But yes, the gearbox is a proprietary system, but it's been the same. Nothing's changed since its birth. They changed the shifter, but you can still run, you know, the old shifter. So just like the roll-offs, yes, there might be proprietary things involved, but they're not updating them every year. They're not expecting you to change things every year. They're there to last. So that's why I like them, even though they are proprietary. So, yep, I've got rid of, my partner's got the Solace Fargo, the TI, and I'm just waiting to save up for a roll-off for that. And I'm going to do a video converting that to a roll-off. All the other bikes that I've owned have gone. This is my only bike for everything. I do have the tandem that I've got to finish building up, and that's going to be our touring tandem. And we do have still our roll-offs, so we have done a bit of touring on in the past. But basically, this is my, as my commuter, my touring. It's amazing. It really is. Now, that's what I like. You don't have to like the same. If you're happy with derailleurs, keep on using derailleurs. I'm just giving you the option, or the information of another option that's out there. You know, don't go onto my videos and being all negative, because you're not going to convince me. You know, I'm 50 years old next year. I've ridden bikes all my life, all sorts of different bikes. So I know what I like. I know what fits my way of riding, and it might not be your way. So, yeah, there's no need to be all negative about anything. I like what I like, you might like what you like, and that's the way of the world. Just spread love. Because I'm getting rid of a load of stuff, I do have some things for sale if people are interested. Now, I know YouTube, I'm not here just to promote a load of rubbish to you, but if you are interested, I have a titanium Stanton Sherpa Gen 3, the latest one. It's only done 50 mile, so that's on eBay. I have a black, the Stanton Sherpa is a 17-inch, quite a wide rider height range if you have a look on the website, and also I think I might have mentioned it in the description. I've also got a small Solace Fargo in steel, the matte black, and that was my partner's, and that's only done 200 miles. And I've got some forks that would go, that have been on a couple of bikes, that would go on the Stanton Sherpa, and those have done about 200 miles as well. So some really good stuff on there if you want to take a look. Yes, have a gander. Some brilliant bargains to be had. But what a beautiful day today. What a beautiful day. Glad I came out. Glad I came out. I'm getting to that age, you know, where everything aches when you get up in the morning and you're like, oh, can I do this? Can I do this? And as soon as you get out, you realise you can. Shouldn't put anything off. Just get stuck in. Lovely. So it's been quite a ride. I live over the other side of that hill by about, from here, maybe about 5 miles, and I drop down into the valley down there. Rode along the valley bottom. I'll keep on moving my hand out of the way, and then just over there, can you see that Studley Pike? I'll zoom in a bit. There you go, Studley Pike just there. And then followed that all the way around there, around them rocks. Crossed over here. Let's get back into normal view. Around this path. Around here. It's got to go on here. And then up over that hill. And then I'm back home. But I have to say, I've been out since breakfast. And I didn't bring anything with me other than my water, and I'm starting to feel a bit hungry now because it's nearly tea time. Got my leg stuck. Oh, looks like around here's nettles. So, to summarise then, the beauty of this for me is the fact that you can shift stationary, and trust me, you use that a lot more than what you imagine. The lack of maintenance. Twist shift is absolutely perfect for a gearbox. You wouldn't want a trigger shifter, and I understand if your experience with twist shifting is to shift a derailleur. I can imagine in my head that being a bit pants. But with a gearbox, it's just perfect. You wouldn't want it any other way, I don't think, but that's just me. And the weight's not an issue. I can't sense any drag. I'm sure those experiments that they do prove that there is, but not to the extent that it bothers me, or I even notice it. So I've just got a little bit of a biker hiker up here, and the job's a good one. As I'm pushing my bike up here, I will tell you that even though me having a belt didn't stop my hands getting dirty the other week, or last weekend, we did a beautiful ride around the Dales, and my friend's chain snapped, and obviously because I know how to fix bikes, I was the one called upon, and I got my hands really dirty. So just because you might own a belt, it doesn't mean you're going to stop your hands getting oily if your friends have a different type of bike. So this is Old Man's Head, or is it just Man's Head and I'm adding the old bit? This is another high point of Calderdale, so you can see that I dropped down there, and you can't see, let me zoom in. There's the Studley Pike that I went to, and then came around here, around those reservoirs over there, then up here, and then I've just got to go down there, and then I'm back home. So anyway, I'm not going to be doing any more videos on the advantages of pinion and gates and roll-offs. I've been using them for donkey's years, Roll-off's a couple of years longer than these, but I think the first one of these I got was something like 2016 or something along those lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video on converting the Salsa Fargo to a roll-off for my partner when I can afford a roll-off. So it'll be a way off all that. But then most of the videos that I put on here are just going to be about riding experiences, because I think that's more important. So, but I think the roll-off conversion will be very interesting to some folks, because you know you can put roll-offs on about 99.9% of bicycles. So I think it'd be well worth a video doing that. But then yeah, just rides, I think. So there's the pike just there that we went up today. Lovely, yeah? Absolutely lovely. What a day. What a day. What a ride. What a bike. Okay, this is my final video, because I've just got to go over there, then I'm home. But just something just dawned on me then. So the whole ride has been off-road. The only tarmac is 500 metres from my door down onto the canal, and 500 metres when I come off this bridleway to the door. That is unbelievable, isn't it? That is unbelievable. Because there's been a lot of talk about when you put your wheel back in, you've got to retension. You shouldn't have to, because if you've got sliding dropouts, this axle is not part of the actual sliding mechanism, or in this case the rocking mechanism. So they are in the same place. The axle is in the same place when you put the wheel in, so you shouldn't be having to do that. People can just set up their own brand and do whatever they want and get frames made up however they want and stick stickers on them. Just make sure that your brand or your bike maker is has some sort of engineering background, bike background. And I will go out and say that Solace Cycles, give Jeff a call or an email, and he knows his stuff and he will sort you out. Lovely guy. So I just wanted to say, if you're from America, tarmac is pavement to you, but we'd get told off around here for riding on the pavement, because that is your sidewalk. Mind you, some people try and tell us off for riding on the tarmac as well, but we won't get into that debate. So yep, leave you with that view. It's Calderdale, Yorkshire. See you later.